All right, we are continuing with Romans chapter 8. There is no condemnation to anybody that's in the Word of God because He's going to show you how to do and treat people right. So you'll never be condemned and be found guilty of doing the right thing. People may not like it, but you keep doing what is good and what is right and what is written in His Word for us to do. All right, verse 11 said, "But if the Spirit of Him that raised up Jesus from the dead dwell in you, if the Word of God written in this book stays in you, He that raised up Christ from the dead shall also make you alive, make your mortal bodies by His Spirit that dwells in you." How did I read it? "He that raised up Christ from the dead shall also quicken or make alive your mortal bodies by His Spirit that dwells in you." I will tell you right now that anything God is in, He makes it look good. He just makes things look good when He's in it. Therefore, brethren or people, we are debtors. In other words, not to the flesh. You don't owe the flesh nothing. Ignore it, kill it, do whatever you got to do when it comes down to doing something God said don't do. He said we are debtors to live after the flesh. Let me see. Therefore, brother, we are debtors, not to the flesh, to live after the flesh. We don't owe the flesh anything. I didn't read that right at first. You don't owe the flesh anything. Just ignore it. For if we live after the flesh, that means after whatever I want, my desire, you shall die. But if you, through the Spirit, do mortify, that means put to death, the deeds of the body, you shall live. So anything that God says do and or get rid of is going to only make you alive, keep you alive. For as many as are led by the word of God, the Spirit of God, they are the sons of God. If you do what the word said do, then He is your Father. For you have not, let me get this thing straight. For you have not received the spirit of bondage. The word ain't trying to hold you down again to fear. But you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Our Father. In other words, you don't have to worry about God going to meet your need. You don't have to worry about anything. So you do it the way He said do. If a door is closed, He said, I'll open it for you. The Spirit bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of God. Let's see what that's saying. The Spirit, the capital S, the Spirit of God bears witness. When I made up my mind to want to live like the Word says, and then the Spirit that's inside of me agreed with the Spirit that's inside of God. Let's see what verse is that. Verse 16. Let's take another look. Okay, verse 8, 16. Bear along with me. For His Spirit joins with our spirit to affirm that we are God's children. There's a connection between me walking with God and Him being God. And if children, then heirs. That means that if I'm His child, then I'm His heir. That means He's giving me something that lets me know that it's being passed down to me. Heirs of God. Now, who don't want to be heirs of God? And joint heirs with Christ. Woo. If so be that we suffer with Him. Now, this is all hypothetical. Let me make sure we look at that word, because you just can't just claim that, but you got to do what He said according to His word, His laws, the laws of love. If, that's a big word, small letters, two letters, but big word. If so be that we suffer with Him. Are you going to suffer? People going to write you bad words, and family going to look at you like you're crazy and church is going to turn their back on you. But if you suffer, that we may be also glorified together. Because if you tell the truth, that's what it is. Just tell the truth. For I reckon, all right, let's see what these mean. For yet that we suffer now is nothing compared to the glory he will reveal to us later. For I reckon the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. Now that's just the word of God. He said it. I believe it. For the earnest expectation of the creature. Now let's see what is a creature when God says that. 19. For all creation is waiting eagerly. So creature is creation, what God made. For the earnest is waiting eagerly. For the earnest expectation of the creature waits for the manifestation of the sons of God. The world can't hardly wait to see us act right. For all creation is waiting eagerly for the future day when God will reveal who his children really are. They say the expectation of the creation, that the people that God created, waits for the manifestation of the sons of God. I'm telling you the truth. I look forward to it today. I find so many people not like him, but the NIV said, New Living Translation said that's talking about when we all get the hope of being around God forever without being bothered with nonsense. For the creature, the ones God created, was made subject to vanity. All right, let's see what that says. Okay, for all creation is against his will, all creation was subject to God's curse, but with eager hope, was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who had subjected the same in hope. Now let me take my time, look at that. For the creature was made subject to vanity. Vanity means that it was made subject to nothing, not willing, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. Now, what is that saying? Verse 20, against its will, all creation was subjected to God's curse, but with eager hope. Now, I'm going to look at this again. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected in hope. Against its will, all creation was subjected to God's curse, but with eager hope. Is that a comma right there? Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption, death, into the glorious liberty of the children of God. So you have to read verse 20 and don't stop till you get 21 until it makes sense. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him, of God, who subjected the same in hope, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption unto the glorious liberty of the children of God. I promise you, I'm going to stop right here, because whenever I get to a point that I need to study that a little bit more, I can't move on because the words here are not clear to my understanding. So I will be back. And when I come back, I'm going to go back over this 20 and 21 so I can get a real good understanding. See you in a minute.